Howdy guys, I'm Jason, and today's video is going to be a kind of a unique and fun product feature on a technology I'm brand new to. And well, it's kind of new. We're on the leading edge of this stuff right here. This is one of Optima's Hypercore Lithium automotive batteries, and really excited to check this thing out. Earlier this year, I went to King of the Hammers and was able to stay in the Optima Oasis. And that was just one of those shot in the dark, sent an email out, said, hey, can I camp in your little thing? And sure enough, they said yes. I had a great few days, ran into some good friends. If you get a minute, go watch that video. It's actually a fun few days to get a real flavor of what it's like at King of the Hammers. But one of the really cool things that happened on that trip is I got to actually talk to some of the engineers who are working and bringing these things and this technology to market. And I got an opportunity. I got an email that said, hey, do you want to try one of these? And I went, yeah. And this right here is a good example of what this is. Do you see how light that was? You're not gonna be doing that with any regular battery. So that is what is so intriguing to me. So this is the new lithium iron phosphate battery from Optima. And again, the thing is that it's this light. So you are now, let's bring in for comparison, my old reliable battery. This is a 20-something-year-old yellow top that is my old faithful. I took this out of my square body truck because this is my bench testing and everything battery. And this is just a testament to the durability and why I'm a fan of this stuff. But this gives you a size relation. This is an H6 or Group 48 battery, so it's very universal. So this is the first footprint, since this is the widest application right here. And again, look at that. So I just weighed this battery. This battery is 45 pounds. And to give it this is the reason I'm doing these two batteries right here, because if I were to weigh something like a real deep cycle battery, it weighs more, because that's an interesting thing I learned in the lead acid batteries. Weight is your friend. It's good. It means you have more propensity for energy storage, whereas this battery is going for the lightweight. So the quick comparison, 45 amp hours on this thing, 55 in the older yellow top. So deeper cycle. This is not a deep cycle battery. This is a starting battery, high performance battery. I'm thinking for the hot rod market, this thing would be an absolute home run to save half the weight just by installing a battery. It is amazing to me. Even at the price point, now we're at the cutting edge, the leading edge of this technology coming to market, so the price is really high on these things. And as I did the research, this battery right here, the 45 amp hour battery, is 850 bucks on the Optima website right now, and that's 100 less than the anti-gravity 40 amp hour, so less amp hours, even more expensive over there. And this thing right here has a microprocessor, it has onboard battery management system, it will protect it from overcharging, it'll protect it from over discharged, so it cuts off at 35%, and then you wake it up by hitting this button. So it has this little CPR button here on the top, and this is how we'll wake it up. And there's an app where you can communicate with your battery. Let's get into the app here, and I'm gonna go ahead and wake the battery up, and that's just holding this button for 3 seconds. So then you can see the green light is on and the battery is on. There's my battery, and you can see it now populates that, and we are seeing actively what my battery is showing. And then watch this. I'm gonna go ahead and put the battery to sleep. And this is another thing that I find that for hot rodders, this will be incredible. Instead of putting in a kill switch or a separation switch, look at that. I just put the battery to sleep, no voltage in or out, and it's disconnected. Like for me, I have the Corvette living in the garage. It sits on the D200 Plus little charger that I have and just trickles all the time. But I have a battery isolator on that thing, where now, again, for hot rod builders or high-end vehicles, boom. The one thing I could see that would make this even better is if Optima made a way where you could do that from the phone. That would be pretty rad. So let's wake it up and watch this thing come back to life here. So just a few seconds on the button here, and boom, connecting 99%. So that ended up being really darn cool. I don't even have it in a car yet, and I find that very engaging. So let's get this installed into one of my vehicles and crank it up. So for today's demonstration, we're gonna stuff the new QH6 lithium in the Dodge Ram. We call it Ram Johnson here on the channel. And I know what you guys are thinking. The few of you that watched the Welcome Home, This Truck Is New back to the channel here. And I know what you're thinking. Jason, we just saw that video and the engine was trashed. It was so dirty and it looks so amazing and clean and spotless and detailed. And I know what you're thinking. It's just kind of one of those things that I do. And I've done a few videos on how to do this to your engine pretty easily. I'll put a link to one of those up above right here. So when you get a chance, go watch one of those. But it is nice to have this thing kind of coming back to me here. I have a pretty long list of things still to do to catch up on, but we're gonna stuff it in here because this tray right here is a perfect place to show you how this install goes. So we're gonna go ahead and loosen up the mounting bracket. And when you're removing a battery from a vehicle, I think a good general rule of thumb is to start with the negative terminal, next remove the positive terminal, then when you put your new battery in, put the positive terminal on first, and then end with the negative terminal. So basically start and end on the negative terminal. So we'll start here, loosen this thing up. If I remember correctly, this battery's been on here 7 years, so that terminal is on there good. And one of the reasons that you start and end on the negative terminal is that it's the one with the least danger involved with the wrench swinging around. If you catch any extra metal, because the positive is constantly looking for ground. So if you were to be wrenching on this and touching something, you would be shocking yourself. But right now, since the ground is not connected, you could actually touch the positive terminal and the wrench to any metal. Doesn't hurt you. Let's loosen up this terminal. There we go. And if you're noticing an S-pod over here, you're kind of not supposed to see that quite yet. I got a little ahead of myself, and some of the takeoff parts from when I sold my Tahoe are gonna find their way right into this Ram. It's almost like it's meant to be, so I'm excited for that. So we're gonna get this battery out of here, and now this, being way heavier than that thing, is a thing. Oh my God, my back. Oh yeah, that's right, I gotta be careful. Now I picked the truck to get this battery for this demonstration, not just because the battery is up here, up high, and it's a good place to shoot this install and showcase this. Second reason, I have to drill a hole. This has bugged me since for the last 15 years that this truck has been in my life. There's a little patch right here that every time I wash this thing or it rains, you drive in the water and it just fills with water and it'll sit here forever. So I am going to, well, let's make sure that there's nothing under there. No, okay, all right. So we're going to drill a couple of holes in the tray so this water will drain. It has been a funny problem. Oh, look at that. Yeah, finally. Oh, it's only taken 15 years to do that, but it's done. Look at that. Much better. Battery tray worthy. Now, being honest, this vehicle is not the ideal candidate for a QH6 because this truck is going back into the mode of long range, adventure, camping rig, and you want a deep cycle for that. So the ideal battery for this actually is the DH6 that was in here for the last 7 years is a great option, but I have been so thrilled with the DH7 that I have put in the Jeep. It's the perfect single battery setup for long range camping and things like that. So that's on the list of things to do. So that's gonna be ordered quickly as the truck gets back up to speed and getting ready for that type of life. But for around town and for the next few weeks, it's gonna be neat to have that QH6 lithium in here. All right, this 20-pound dude getting in, it's amazing. And that's why I think in the hot rod sector and in that world, this is gonna be an amazing, obviously race cars, lightness, you just need cranking amps, but again, this just blows my mind on how light this is for that kind of power. And another thing you might have noticed is that there are option terminals on either side, so you could flip this thing for multiple applications. So it's a little tricky in the web page on which vehicles that this is a fit for. Like it doesn't say that it would fit for this, but obviously it's going to. It's all going to be catching up for that, but this just shows you the flexibility you have. No side posts yet, it's just top mount at the moment. Battery's secure, so we'll go ahead and, like I said earlier, we'll start with the positive terminal. So again, out of my vehicles, I think the Audi's the perfect fit for this right now. needs a battery, so it actually is going to really appreciate this because the battery is in it, hovers at 12.1 volts. That's a good sign that your battery is on its way out. When it's fully charged, resting is right there. So that's a good example of where that's at. So I know that that vehicle needs help, and this will be a perfect fit for that. But for now, it's going to be pretty great to have that in this engine bay for a little while this truck gets back up to speed and gets ready for its first next big adventures. And that's it for the install. Batteries are one of those things that I really want you to try to do on yourself. Let's get the app fired up and see what we're looking like. And so that's it. Let's crank it up and see what we get. So with the app, I'm able to look at the current voltage. It's 14.48. It started, and just running these few seconds, it's already up to 100% charge, ready to rock. Pretty cool. So my big takeaway is, think about the lithium. There is a really seriously good case use for this thing in a lot of applications. Again, saving weight, tons of cranking power, day-to-day use. Race applications, no-brainer. Hot rods, that's where I think this is going to be a huge thing. And the last bit of technical info you'll need to know on this is that to charge it, you'll have to have a lithium-specific charger. Now I have an Optima D200 Plus, and it has a lithium option on there. So you'll have to invest another 80, 90 bucks for a charger that's capable for doing this. But as you can see, the thing ships at 90-something%. So you get it, you put it in, and it's literally good to go. You saw it was 100% within the first few seconds of starting this thing. So it's good to go. You don't have to, but it's good battery maintenance is just good. That's why I have batteries that have lasted multiple decades still around and running in these things. So that's something to keep in mind as well as we move into this new phase of technology for the vehicles. There you go. Thank you guys so much for watching and checking out this thing. I'm so happy to be able to share this with you and be back into the groove of making videos again. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, enjoy your drive. Wow, 100%.